F show.
Tom, hey. I know she's following me up. Big boss man shit. Yeah.
I've been telling me in different roles. Me and bro, we switching roles. Hit her with a pick and roll. Tell her just to play a role. I ain't trying to take it slow. Playing on me like it low. And I know just how it goes. Shorty want me for my dog. Missed that on love twice.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Up there.
And it's your boy Ade.
Welcome back to another episode
of Boss Talks.
You already know, we got my mans.
Zay back in the building with us. You already know.
Shit,
how many episodes you been on with us?
Lie, he like a co-host already.
Yeah, you already a co-host at this time. Like, it's three of us now. Like,
that's right.
Word. But today we got a special topic for you guys. We're gonna be talking about the lack of respect in the Black community. Let's talk about it.
I think we have every right to talk about it, seeing our skin color. To be honest with you, I don't want to hear no comments talking about.
Ain't nobody else more qualified than us.
That's a
dark
fact.
skinned kings. You know what I'm saying?
That's a
Melanated
fact.
kings.
That's a fact. Get you a black man.
Facts. Once you go black, you already know what they say.
Yeah,
we don't even gotta say the rest. You don't even gotta say the
We
rest.
don't gotta go into that. Well, let's get right into it. Is there respect in the Black community?
Word.
Zay,
I think,
I don't know. Zay, I didn't.
me personally, I think there's a lack of respect in the Black community.
Yeah.
Obviously, I respect everybody, like how I want people to respect myself.
Do unto
But-
others as you do on
Exactly. But if we keeping it 100, I think there's a lack of respect in our community because people just don't like. If somebody's doing something that they don't do themselves, then they don't respect what they're doing. People
I agree.
just want everybody to see what they're doing.
and follow
Eye to
them.
eye. Exactly.
Yeah.
I would say it's a lack of we have respect for each other, but it's to an extent.
I can agree to that as well.
It's not like 100% respect for each other. Like you was just saying, like if we're not doing the same thing or we're not on the same wave, then we won't really respect what the other person's doing if it's not aligning with what you're doing.
I think that's especially prevalent in our community. Sad to say, we see it on every type of daily basis or any type of daily basis. We can see a black man on the street. For me, he's getting his money, he's doing his own thing, and it's respectful. It's respectable that he's getting his money, but me as who I am, I would want more for him. I don't want to just see somebody of my own kind on the street just hustling. I want to see them be better. I want to see them go back to school. You might be down right now. Yeah, you hustling to get the money to get back up, but don't let that be your life. I don't want. Some people want that. Some people love that, and hey, more power to you. But me, the person that I am, the future that I want to create for my brothers and sisters is I want better for us. I don't want to put ourselves. I don't want others to put themselves at risk for a possibility for quick change.
Right? But I think that's the conflict at hand, though,
Yeah.
because the conflict is,
Respect.
would they respect that? Like, so look,
Yeah.
the person going the right path, the person going to school, the person well educated, getting to a bag, staying out the way, doing the things right. Is he even respected in his own community because he's not, like you said, in the street or doing what everyone else is doing? If he's not following that wave, is he even respected for it? You know what I'm saying?
I think the foundation for that is people don't, or in our community, they don't respect what they don't know.
Yeah.
So what is unknown to them, it's like, how can they respect it? Because they don't really know what that entails to the other side of it. They only respect what they know. So it's like you're going to come into their world, their lane, and try to tell them how to do things better.
Yeah.
They're just going to look at you like you're crazy.
And for me,
They don't know.
And just being reflective on what I just said is I can understand how I may come off as somebody that doesn't have respect for those people that may be on the street.
Right.
And it 100% so that if a person may look at me and say, you don't respect me for doing what I got to do to put money on the table and put food on the table for my kids, I can understand why they may say that.
Right.
But I respect them so much that I want better for them.
Right.
For me, I want to see them thrive in this world. And I think that's where the conflict happens. Is where can we take our own selves out of our own predicament and put ourselves in another person's shoes?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel in our community is if you're not doing it my way, then it has to be the highway. Like I can't respect you at all.
Right.
And I think that's what's holding us as a community back.
I think even sometimes though they think like from someone that's not moving the way, let's say we move,
Yeah.
just for an example, I think they will also think like we think that we're better than the people who are not.
Yeah. I can see that as
You
well.
see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
oh, who he think he is? Because he
he wants better for me.
Yeah.
I like this life.
Mm-hmm.
That's
what I'm
that
saying.
example, to each their own. But I would be disingenuous if I didn't say it. I expect more from everybody. I want to see everybody get the bag the right way. You feel me? Now I don't want to see my people behind bars. I think we've become too normalized to seeing our people behind bars, and it's not normal. We are not animals. It's like if I look at my skin, there should be no representation in my mind that says half of my population is going to be in jail because of mistakes that they've made in life.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that it's become too normalized, not only in everyday life, social media life, entertainment. It's become too normalized to see people of our skin color behind bars or doing things illegal to get to the bag when in reality, it's not a problem to be or go to a trade school to work for the city. It's not wrong to make legal money.
To be fair, though, I wouldn't say it's 100%. Like, I'm not taking the blame away from us, but I would say people of our skin color are more incarcerated for certain crimes that I would say other people of different skin colors are not serving the same amount of time.
They won't be reprimanded the same way as
exactly. So in that sense, I am sensitive towards that. So it's like I can't really be mad at us. Or I can be mad at us for being incarcerated at higher rates for that because let's just call it what it is. The white man doing the same crime, they're not going to get the same time.
No, I like that was boss. But I'm not gonna say that the people that may have been wrongfully or not equally judged comparative to their peers of another race from the past. I'm not gonna blame them for that because that was out of their control. They were placed in front of a jury that was not of their peers, so that's completely out of their control. But I'm talking about the people nowadays. I'm talking about the kids that choose to pick up a gun because they see people on Instagram rapping about it.
But that's what I was saying to tie back into the question. That's what I was saying. Like the kid who don't go pick up a gun, the kid who's a valedictorian in school.
Yeah,
he's made fun of though. So it's not
for
respected.
being smart.
That's what I'm saying. It's not respected.
That makes
sense. What I'm saying? So it's like, that's what I meant.
So where do you guys think that disconnect comes from? That leads into the next question. Where does that disconnect come from the kid that picks up the gun and he's flexing because of that, and then from the kid that's valedictorian, like you said, that's smart, that's in school, that's studying in the books and not on the street? Where does that disconnect come from within our community? That one is respected and one is not respected.
If I may, I think the disconnect, because I was one of the few. I may have not been the smartest. I can.
Not everybody here is smart.
Everybody here is smart. But I'm saying, like at a young age, I may have not been the smartest in my class, but I was the one that would always go to class every day, or you will always catch me reading or doing whatever I had to do to make sure I passed. And at times, I was looked down upon from people on my block for being a nerd. I would get picked on.
That's what I meant.
And why I think the disconnect it comes from our environment, firstly. Secondly, it comes from the rewards that come with being that. So if we live in a time, or if we grew up in a place or a time where people that had the book smarts were preyed upon by, let's say, the ones that were getting the money, or the thugs, the people that was outside on the streets, if they were preyed upon it, of course, those that were raised around them would say, I don't want to be picked on. I don't want to be going after or gone after. So of course, those same kids will say, you know what? Instead of being gone after, I'll be the one to go after them. I will just join in with them and pick on the one. So I would say at a time, there's always a crucial time, like a crossroads for every person in life. And I feel in our community specifically, I'll say around elementary school, it's either you get picked on or you do the picking on.
You do the picking on,
I feel like the deep-rooted disconnect where it comes from truly is that one way is instant gratification, quick money during the school, and then one other way is delayed gratification. So that nerd is not going to reap the benefits of what he's doing right away.
He's playing the long game.
He's playing the long way,
the smart game,
and then the smart game, and then everybody else is playing that quick game. You know, you're gonna be cool. You're gonna be in school. All the girls are gonna be talking to you, and all of that. That's quick gratification. So I feel like that's where the disconnect comes from.
What you think?
To say, like, I'll bring a personal story into it. Like, for me, I was one of those kids that I had, like, I would say the best of both worlds, only because I was one of those kids that like had the popularity, like they say like, oh, he dressed nice, he played sports, he knew how to rap, this and that. So I had the popularity, and then I also was the type dude that like I got my good grades too. So I never really was too much on one.
You wasn't being pulled on one side.
So I was never like made fun of for being a straight out nerd. Even though I was making honor roll and everything, and then I was also with the popular kids too.
So he wasn't getting picked on. He wasn't preyed upon.
So basically, I was like, I had the best.
Best
So I'm be honest,
Okay, well, I feel
that's the ideal scenario. Though.
That is ideal, but that's not the scenario for everyone.
No, I know that.
And it's either one or the other.
And I feel in our community, that's the thing is once you're on a side, you're not able to get back on the other side. So it's like, let's say if you grew up on the side where you were picking on the nerd or whatever at a young age, at some point you're gonna realize that this is not the life for me. This life is not helping me get where I want to be. It's not getting me to the future that I want. And when it comes time for you to get back into the books, they're so far gone into that life that they can't even find their way back. And I feel that that's where the disconnect continues to foster. It continues to grow as we get older. And like, no disrespect to the people that are outside on the streets. I pray that they get out of that predicament, because I don't pray that on nobody. I want everybody to be able to put money and food on their table legally without having to worry about any type of officers or law enforcement on their back. That is no life to live. You're not like I said, we're not animals. Like, if you have to worry and look over your shoulder about somebody coming after you, whether it be the law or your own people coming for what you have illegally, that's not a life to live. And I feel that disconnect, it continues to grow. But in the same breath is the people that are outside on the street doing whatever they got to do. They look at us as prey as well. Even when we are up, they'll look at, if you got too much or too much of something that's nice, they'll look at you and say, I want that. Instead of saying, yo, I'm happy that you got that. Show me how to do it for myself.
And that's where the disconnect comes from. They're not happy for us. They want to take what we got.
That is the disconnect.
Even though they didn't. That's the largest disconnect.
Basically, envy.
It's envy.
That's what it is. Yeah. Instead of me being happy for another dude's success, the same color as me, I'm mad, and I want to be in his position. So
I want that.
Yeah.
But instead of saying like, "Yo, show me how to do it,"
that's what it is.
But then in that same breath, there'll be at times when those people will ask that person, like, "Show me how to do it," and the person that was bullied on or was looked upon as prey, they'll say, "Oh, it's my turn now." And they say, "Nah, you stay in that place."
That deep-rooted hate from when they were younger.
That's where the disconnect continues. Like, that's why I said it fosters up until we're at old age. And I feel like once we can get rid of that disconnect, then us as a people will be where we need to be.
Yeah, but that leads us into the next question, though. How do we fix that disconnect? It's not so simple. How do we fix that? Because it's deep-rooted. It's deep-rooted disconnect.
I think at this point, the best thing we could do is, let's say when it's time for us to reproduce, we got to do the best as parents.
Facts.
That's true.
Make sure for the next generation,
that's true.
Because I think we already where we at. All we could really do is try to push the next generation to be better than us.
But that's right now though, because people our age are already having kids.
That's a fact. And that same breath,
I'm not gonna lie, this is a scary generation for people to have kids, and we already know what's going on. So
that's another episode for another day.
Yeah, so it's like I think we need an answer. How could we fix this? How could we fix
I could say one resolution that we can do, like I've been always preaching on this pod and on the show, is have conversation. We need to talk about it. Because until we can be honest about ourselves, about why I look at one person a certain way and then I look at another person a certain way, we won't be honest and we won't help each other get out of that room. So if I'm walking on the street, like many people, they may see a group of black people and they say, nah, I got to cross the street. And in reality, they just got out of school. But you just looking at their skin and it's like, nah, it's black people, I can't trust them. And it'll be your own people that will say that. But then in the same breath, you would come across another set of group of black people that will say, oh yeah, we got one. And it's like, how are we helping each other? And they won't do that to a person of another race. They'll target their own. And why? Well, how is that helping us? And it's not helping anybody in the long run, because once you do that, now you got law enforcement. Yeah. And it's like, until we can be honest with ourselves and say that, yes, I may have been bullied in the past, or I may have been doing the bullying in the past, and now it's time for me to grow up and love myself. Because when I look at you guys, I see myself.
That's right.
And when I look at other black people, I see myself.
That's right.
Until you guys can say that outwardly and pray for, or just even hope for the best for another person of your own skin color, you won't ever be able to get that community to the set place where we need to get it.
So I think step one is to identify that there is a problem.
There's
like
definitely
you said. So as we had to come together as a community and identify that there is a problem.
there's a disconnect. Like we
Step
said,
two is I think we got to look outside of our own culture and see how other people are doing things, other groups of communities are doing things, and take from and learn from them.
learn from them.
So
Yeah.
the number one thing we can learn from them is unity, like how they stick together,
Yeah.
how they're all putting their money in together, how they're all growing as a community together, they're all eating together, everybody eats. I think that's the model that we have to follow as a community.
I think what I would say is piggyback of what you're saying. We were saying earlier before the episode. I think even if like we got to that point where we unite, I think they would try to sabotage it.
I agree.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm
They
saying?
would have agents
Yeah.
implemented into
You know what
our
I'm saying?
cause.
I don't think they would let us.
We ain't gonna say who they are, but we all know who they are.
That's what I'm saying. I think like they kind of know the power we have if we unite. So
That's
We
true.
built
so they,
kingdoms.
yeah, so they know like if they see us get to that level where we're back on our feet,
They
and
will
we,
throw like a little
yeah,
bug in our
Yeah.
community to
That's what I'm
try
saying.
to shut it down.
That's what I'm saying.
Fact.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll let us get to that top tier level where we could be
Mhm.
and should be.
To play devil's advocate, Ida, you brought up unity. So you as well as you just us
Mhm.
coming together as a people. Now, what I would say to those that may be pessimistic, they're not the most optimistic out of the bunch. They may say that we've seen our people try to come together, and we've seen how that has turned out. Like Ade likes to bring up, man, whenever chance he gets, IML. I was part of it at a time, and they sold that dream to people of our color for a reason. And as a counteract, we continue to sell it to our own people, knowing very well that yes, I may come up, but the next person behind me, they're going to struggle to get to where I'm at. But it is what it is because I'm up. So if we had multiple, and that's just one situation. There's multiple situations like that. If we have multiple situations like that, how can we blame our own community for not trusting themselves? That's how I would actually that. And I would ask you guys at home that as well.
That's a good question.
How do we counteract that? Because there's always going to be times and situations where people are going to always want to benefit for themselves.
Yeah, but that's in every single situation in life.
That's in
You
every
gotta
race.
look at it like.
Yeah.
I guess.
Go ahead. Go,
I
what was you gonna say?
was gonna say, I guess you gotta have more of a team oriented mindset.
Faith. We gotta have
You
faith
know what
in
I mean?
each other. Yeah.
No, but I'm saying like based on what you were just saying, like you look, it's the way you just explained is like I'm looking out for self, and I don't really
Care about
care
my
if
race.
I don't care if what happened to him. I'm good. You know what I mean? So I guess if we talking about the black community, we all got to look at each other like you said. When I see another black dude, I see myself.
Yeah.
So you got to look at it like that. Like we're all a team. We all one. When you look at it from that perspective, from that lens, I guess then you will be more selfless. You'll be like, let's bring all of us up together.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I mean.
And we gotta have faith that the good will outweigh the evil. Like there's more good than evil.
I believe that. I believe that because
So-
I'm pushing that. I'm pushing that message. I know my
Yeah.
brothers right here pushing
Yeah,
that message.
Right.
So
And for me, I like to play both sides. So I, as a response to myself, I would say is, of course, there's going to be people that only see for themselves. But until we can realize that if I want to do good for myself, if I want my kids and my generation after me to be great, I have to look at the next man of my own color, and I have to want them to be great as well. Because it's a push and pull situation. If I want to get to the top, and I know everything around me, the whole world is against me because of my skin color, I have to look at the same people that are in the same predicament.
Yeah.
And for me to get to the top, and for them to get to the top, we're gonna need each other to climb to that top.
exactly.
So that's why that's the message I'll push out to everybody is if you guys want to be the top of your class, the top of your company, the top of the world, you're gonna need people of your own color to be at the top with you.
Strength in numbers.
And we can't do that if we only keep running to another race begging them for help. We have to be able to look at each other and say, I will help you. Or you help me, I help you. And then we get to the top. And then from there, we can start saying, all right, now this is how I will put myself in the best position. But until we can do that and help each other, we will never be able to put ourselves in the best, greatest position. I agree with that. That's the way I live. I know that's the way Zay lives. I know that's the way Ade lives. That's the way we preface our brands. And it's only so much that we can say. It's more about doing it. You guys gotta go outside and do it.
Yeah, just to reiterate, we're just gonna have to have that conversation more often.
We're gonna have to build that respect back up. Like I respect everybody.
I think it's also like with the name of the episode, like the lack of respect in the black community. I think we gotta respect ourselves first, not us sitting here, but I'm saying everyone, they gotta respect themselves first and be able to respect everyone else.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't have enough self-respect. Yeah, and that's where it starts.
So it starts internal.
It's internal.
That's what I'm saying. You respect yourself, then you start to go respect others. Okay.
That's a fact. And at the end of the day, look, there's always going to be times and opportunities where people are going to just look at you and hate you. But that's of any race. That's of any color. And of course, there's going to be the black sheep in the whole group that's going to hate themselves and, of course, hate you as a counteract. But that shouldn't be the set example for everybody else. And I think once we can understand that, once you can look in your block or your neighborhood and you can say, all right, you're doing this, you're doing that, I still respect you. And I still want more for you. I want better for you. I don't hate you. I want you to be great. Then that's when we can uplift each other. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with being in the streets. And some people have bad cards that they dealt in life. But that shouldn't define you. There's always a way out.
I would say, when you say that, I would say, yeah, it is circumstantial. Some people are dealt bad cards, but I would say, like, you don't want to use that as a crutch.
Yeah, it's not. No, you have to be able to walk on your own.
Because I know people, like, we all know people that.
And I always
like one bad thing happened to them when they was 12, and now for the rest of my life I'm doing this, that, and the third, and they could have been changed for the better.
Yeah, even if I'm dealt bad cards, I'm still trying to win the game.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point.
Regardless. Yeah. Exactly. I'm not just gonna sit there and be like, "Oh man, I lost." Mm-hmm. I'm still do whatever I can. So, any other comments, questions?
I would tell y'all, look in the mirror, look at your skin, then look back in the mirror and say, "Black is beautiful." And to people that are other races, hey, it's okay to love yourself. I'm not saying don't love yourself, but I'm talking to the black community. Love yourself. To that. I love y'all. You feel me? Word. And there ain't really much else I gotta say to that. I don't know. What do y'all
love each other as people?
Love each other. Because when you look at yourself, you have to also look at them and say, we are the same. I mean, I ain't no better than them. They are no better than me. And same goes to the people on the street. So with that said, love yourselves. I don't got nothing else much to say, but this was a great episode. Make sure y'all liking, comment, subscribing. Make sure y'all share too. Where Boss May on scene, EBSL on scene.
I already know.
Shit, I don't know what else to say, but hey, it's been your boy Up, eh?
It's been your boy Ade.
My brother Zay. Go on, holla at y'all.
All right, Boss Soaks out of here.
Peace.
Lately I've been thinking what's the better route. Gotta watch at that back door.